Liverpool FC Vlog said, greed is going to ruin the game one day. Money obsessed people who own companies who've already have millions in the bank want more and more and more money than they can spend in a lifetime. Doesn't add up, mate. I agree. It's disgusting, bro. Absolutely disgusting. And again, they're just going to ruin their own product. And also, look, I want to read you out something that I read, and I included this in my my video with David Lynch earlier on. So, in 3 weeks' time, we are 6 years since the start of the Premier League's investigation into Manchester City. And the reason I bring this up is because over the next 3 weeks, Premier League clubs have a big decision to make. And that's whether they register to potentially sue Manchester City for breach of contract if these charges are proven. Any of the 115 plus charges. Now, what makes this even more shambolic is the statute of limitations on this is 6 years. So you've got to lodge your complaint within 6 years of what you believe was the breach of the contract. And this contract of this 6 year period is up in 3 weeks' time. Now, the case around Manchester City is not going to be resolved until probably January. And then we'll see appeals from either side and it'll probably drag on even more. So this is going to be very interesting. Do Premier League clubs, Liverpool, United, everybody, make a complaint that if City are found guilty, that they will be looking for damages, they will be looking for financial compensation against Manchester City? 3 weeks left. We'll know the answer within the next 3 weeks, but keep that in mind. This 6 year statute of limitations is 3 weeks away. So they're going to have to make a decision, and it will be interesting to see if who does register to make a claim and maybe who doesn't. But it feels to me, as I've looked at this situation with Manchester City, that they're almost intent on causing a civil war inside the Premier League. They claimed victory in the Associated Party transactions case against the Premier League, when in fact there was a couple of tiny victories in there for them. But I think 23 of the 25 points were upheld by the panel. And I think the Premier League just have to make some changes to those Associated Party transaction rules and loans that can be given from owners of clubs and stuff. And there's a few changes they do need to make there. But the way that it was pitched initially and reported by some, you'd swear City had just pulled the entire thing apart, which isn't the case. So I just don't see what good they're doing. I just don't see what good City are doing at the minute. And I'm getting a bit fed up of people letting them off the hook so much. You know, I see Pep Guardiola talking shit week after week, saying that they'll accept, as they always do, the results. When have you accepted it? Did you accept it when UEFA tried to ban you? No. Did you accept it when the Premier League tried to go and put these charges against you? No. You've done nothing but try to obstruct and slow down the entire investigation. In fact, that's one of the claims from the Premier League. Mental. Just mental. Somebody needs to grow up here. Like, how can journalists sit there and look at this lad lying to you and go, oh, we'll accept it as we always do? The fuck you will, because you never have. I don't know what. They're just trying to divide and conquer, and it pisses me off. Because we could see the greatest league in the world potentially crumble apart because of money. And again, that's all this is down to. Money, greed and influence. It's bullshit. As Biggie Mall said, it's utter contempt of the league. Yes, it is potentially the biggest sporting scandal I can remember. You know, I was speaking with David about this earlier on, and we were kind of trying to feel out what maybe some of the punishments could be. And you would have to say they'd have to be extremely severe based off what we've seen for one breach of the Premier League rules for Everton or Nottingham Forest or other clubs. You know, if you prove some of these charges against City, who knows what punishments could be. Everything is on the table. And I think the future of the Premier League, like, let me paint a picture for you. Let's say, as an argument, that Manchester City are cleared of all charges. What do you think happens then? Do you think Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, or anybody else are going to just shrug their shoulders and go, oh, okay, then let's carry on. Business is normal. No, they're not. They're going to be disgusted because everybody knows what's happened. So even if they got away with it, I still feel that this is going to spark change. And I'm worried. I'm worried for the league. I'm worried what this might look like, because it's a great league. It's a great product, but the horse is bolted. Once you let national funded entities own football clubs. I told you at the time when it was happening, it's going to be a problem because you're not dealing with businessmen or investors. You're dealing with countries who have sovereign wealth funds and unlimited resources legally to just drag these things out. The Premier League are going to spend something about 50 million quid on legal fees. It's just all a joke. It's just a pissing contest to see who's the richest. And somebody needs to say, you signed up to these fucking rules. If you don't like it, piss off. It's mental. Mental. That the Premier League's own rules are being ripped up and challenged at every opportunity by a club that we all fucking know. We all know. I tried to warn everyone. I spoke out against state ownership many, many times, only to be told you're just jealous or you take it if Qatar wanted to come in and buy Liverpool. No, I wouldn't. Like I've always said, I don't like it. I don't like the idea of a state owning a football club because there's no jeopardy in it for them. What have we got? Craig, if 115 City are cleared, it becomes a free-for-all. Yes, and I worry about what happens in the Premier League then. You know, do the Premier League clubs just pack up and fuck off and start another league again? Because, you know, if they get away with this, and we've already had, 4 years in a row of them winning the league, and it could very well be 5 this year, it's just Farmers League time at that point. Cohen said, if Man City represent the Premier League in the Club World Cup next June, then the Premier League aren't going to punish them. Well, by that point, mate, we'll know, hopefully, what way that whole case has gone. From what I can gather, expect a result sometime around January-ish. But then I fully expect appeals. So if the Premier League win it, I absolutely expect Manchester City will launch an appeal, despite the fact that they've said they will accept the verdict. I don't think they will. But also, if City were to win it, I fully expect the Premier League to appeal it. So something that's already gone on 6 years at this point will probably be pushed on for another half year to a year. I don't know what else to say. It's all a bit mad at this point.